Hey, professional comm students. Welcome to class. I will see half of you in person and the other half should be at home due to our new schedule. So today, just a basic lesson over public speaking. And what you'll find in these videos is that typically what I'm doing is introducing you to the assignment, and then I let you go and work on it on your own. So these videos I try to keep as short as possible for you. So, public speaking, we're just covering the basics today. It's a pretty straightforward note-taking assignment. This is where you are watching this current video, and here's our agenda. Bell ringer for the students who are in class. I don't need you to complete the bell ringers if you are at home, only for in-class students. Missing work. I just want to touch on this really quickly, that if you owe me anything, now is the time to do it, especially if you're at home. You have time on your hands, so be sure you get that work turned in. We're only a couple weeks into the semester, and you want to start off with a great grade on the right foot, so be sure that you're getting that work turned in. And today we are again doing a public speaking lesson with some video notes that go along. So the bell ringer you can skip through if you are virtual, and this is where your notes will start. Public speaking, complete assigned notes as you follow along. If I exit out of here and I open up the notes that were assigned to you today, I just want to talk a little bit about how they're structured. So you have questions on the left-hand side column that follow the different topics that you'll see in the presentation about public speaking. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to write your answers that you have found in the presentation, and you're going to highlight your answers. So everything that you type should be on the right-hand column, and it should also be in a different color. So it's really easy for me to see where you have answered, what you've come up with, and I'm not instead digging through a bunch of font to try to figure out what's yours and what's not. So that is what the notes look like. Your notes today are 3 pages, and they follow the presentation pretty closely. So you should be able to go back and forth between the presentation and answer these questions for each section. Now, of course, I wish that you were in class with me so we could talk about this and we can go through it together. I would say that this presentation will probably take you about, probably about 30 minutes to do all of those notes, maybe even a little bit more, because if you're in class, it's a significantly long basics to public speaking presentation. So I'm just going to click through really fast and just very carefully mention some of the things that you're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for some famous public speakers that you are familiar with, listing some of those. You're going to look at the main 2 types of speaking opportunities at work and also just as a normal person. Public speaking and conversation are actually really similar. And so these are 4 ways that you will see that conversations and public speakings are really close. So if you're afraid of public speaking, if you have conversations with normal people every day, you're probably on the right track to learn how to be pretty good at public speaking. And there are some differences, and those are listed here, and you're going to be looking into those differences as well. The next big section of your notes is going to be over the communication model. All that this really is the process of sending and receiving thoughts or messages. It's not like paranormal, nothing like that. Just sending and receiving communication and how it happens. So you're going to be looking at this graphic and dissecting it and understanding what the different sections of the graphic mean. I'm going to take that a step back because I think this might help you. The sender is the person who takes the thoughts and turns them into communication, and that's called encoding. The receiver, the person who's receiving that information, is decoding. So for example, if your mom texts you and she says, "Hey, I'm going to need you to clean your room tonight." Who is the sender? Your mom. She's the one who's encoding. Who is the receiver? You. You are the one that's decoding, meaning you're going to read that text and you're going to try to figure out what that text says. So the channel of communication is how it was transmitted. That would be through text, right? That's the mode in which it was transmitted. And the message was just quite literally, "You need to clean your room tonight." But there's all of this outside noise. These could be thoughts that you have, like, was there another meaning in her text? Or does that mean that I can't go to the party tonight? Or am I supposed to clean before I do my homework? Outside noise can be thoughts coming in. It can be maybe a tone that you know your mom was probably using in that text. Anything that interferes with the message and with you understanding exactly what it was that she meant to send. And then the cycle communicates with you giving, there we go, with you giving feedback to your mom, to the sender. Hopefully that was helpful. Your next big section is listening. Listening is super important, and there are a lot of reasons why it's important, and so just read that, and that'll help you out. There are 4 types of listening: appreciative, empathetic, comprehensive, and critical. And so you're going to be looking into those, doing a little matching assignment on your notes. Causes of poor listening. A lot of us have poor listening, man. I do sometimes, you do sometimes, we all do. And then some tips for better listening. And then one of your last sections is language. There are 2 different meanings of words. There's the denotation and the connotation. The denotation of a word is the dictionary definition, and the connotation of a word is what that word means. I'm going to give you an example really quickly. The word Nazi. When you think of the dictionary definition of the word Nazi, Nazi is just a political party. That's all that it is, just a political party. So the dictionary definition would be political party, but the connotation of that word, the way that word makes you feel, is totally different. So whenever you are choosing your words, you need to choose wisely and understand the denotation and the connotation that your words have. There's a variety of ways to pick your language appropriately, and it changes depending on who you're talking to. You talk to me differently than you talk to your friends. And then here are just some aspects of language to consider. We're going to be working on all of these things this year: volume, pitch, rate, pauses, variety, pronunciation, articulation, and dialect. Dialect is not really something that we are going to be working on in this class that much, but you should be aware that you have one. You have a specific dialect because of where you're from. So with all that being said, stop this video, go complete your notes, turn them in before our next class period. Whether for you that is virtual or in person, you want to turn those in. All right, so complete those notes, highlight your answers, hit mark is done or turn in. Okay, bye guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I have to pause this. My mouse is a little wonky. There we go. Okay, bye.